Hi, welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday.
Hi everyone, Manmeet Chowdhry from Optimum Performance Solutions here. And this week's Wisdom Wednesday, I'm really inspired because I have the wonderful Gamze with me, who is a time management coach. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Wisdom Wednesday, Gamze.
Thank you for having me, Manmeet. It's really great to be here.
This is going to be a fun-packed Wisdom Wednesday, I can tell already. We've had amazing conversations before. The first thing I'd really love for you to give my viewers some value with regards to time management. But specifically, I've spoken in the past around how we can take our individual tasks that we require external motivation for. And when we link them to our highest values, our highest priorities, that's what's most important to us, by asking, how does fulfilling this, how does doing this task help us in that? We actually become a little bit more inspired to do that rather than needing the carrot or the stick, the reward and risk kind of thing, reward punishment. Once you do that and you've got your mindset in that way and now you're inspired, how do you deal with the technicals of getting that done and the all the logistics? I'd love to hear that, not just for my viewers, just for me too, so I'd love to hear that from you.
Amazing. It's a great question, and I love that because that's exactly what I say about, how to find that inner motivation for the things that you can't clearly see the connection, because it's sometimes not that obvious how that little thing is connecting to your big goal, big dream. So that's already like exactly the point to start. But then when the tactical things comes in, I'm a big believer in gamifications. So what I like to do every day is to use the power of Power Hour, which is literally setting an hour of an alarm on your phone and trying to get as many things as possible done. Since you have a limited time, you don't feel like, oh, I need to get that done and I need to get that done and it's going to take forever and I'm going to feel so overwhelmed and I'm not going to feel great about this. If you limit that and make it into a little game where you're basically racing with yourself to get as much done as possible, I find that it's not as, dreadful. So Power Hour, that 1 hour could be personalized to half an hour as well. I do my tidying in the evenings like that. I set a 20-minute timer. And I'm like, well, I'll get done 20 minutes of work done. I'm not gonna, do it for 4 hours. It has helped me greatly. Yeah. And the other one similar to this is the Pomodoro Technique. I don't know if you've heard of this. Work 25 hours, give 5-minute break, and then do this round 4 times. And on the fourth one, you give a longer break of 15 minutes. This is the type of gamification that I use for things that will take a bit longer, rather than errands where I can do like a couple of them in an hour. If I'm working on something that I'm really like, I really don't want to do this, so I would put the alarm again. And for this one, if I'm on the computer, I use a kitchen timer so that I don't take my phone in my hand every 25 minutes. I use a kitchen timer, 25 minutes, go, 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 you can do this. And that little switch, because we like games. Since we were kids, we like games, and I'm just tapping into that really.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Power hour of gaming, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's great. So the time is literally the main things that you can just put on and just get as much as you can done in that, and then if you need a 5-minute break. So what is your? I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you another question, just for for the sake of it. So what about this whole thing around, like, do we actually need breaks if we're in the constant, like, okay, I'm doing something now and I'm focused? Because I find sometimes when you're in flow, you're living by your highest value, the time just goes, and actually you go, oh my god, I have to eat. It's more like a chore to have to do that than to actually go, right, I want to take a break. When I'm doing low priority stuff, give me breaks all day long, kind of thing.
For me, I use okay, this is a YouTube video I filmed actually. I created my ideal day routine. Everybody is like individual. Some people, like I said, use a 1 hour Power Hour and it works great for them. Some people do 25 minutes of this Pomodoro technique. I like to find out what works for you and your brain and your physique and your, like, fitness or whatever about you, so that you can play with these numbers, understanding yourself. And when you start understanding yourself and how you work, then you can easily create an ideal day routine, which means, what would my day look like if everything was so perfect and ideal. And for me, it's exactly telling me, you know, like, when should I be waking up to have that perfect time, to have that perfect day? What is my morning routine looking like? How long does it take in a perfect world? What do I like to do just after that? What is my morning, you know, way of working? What kind of tasks do I like? How long do I actually want to work? And how many breaks should I be actually taking? And then create this like whole day flow basically, and use that as a guideline while planning. So for me personally, I figure that I perform my best and feel my best when I have an early morning, 5:30, and I have a 2-hour morning routine. I'm not performing very well very early in the morning. I like to take my quiet time, having my coffee, reading my book, and prepping my brain. And I'm like, I want to get the most important thing done first until lunch. And I figured that I get hungry around 1. Oh, okay, then I have that time from 7:30 to 1. And I figured for me, the best work duration is about 1.5 hours. So every 1.5 hours, there's a little block of time in my calendar that's telling me to take a break. Right. So I create that and I put that in front of me. It's in my planner. And I'm like, okay, so this is my ideal day. How can I make this work for today's, you know, whatever is in the calendar? And that's why I even like have call times, right? We're having this call now at 2, because 2 to 4:30 is my perfect call time, because I just ate. This energy energizes me so much. So I'm kind of using you as my ideal day routine.
I love it. I'm a part of your ideal day routine. I love it. That's awesome. That's really great value. I think that makes so much more sense. It's like taking the thing, how you'd love your ideal day to be, and then actually implementing that. So I guess that would mean if things aren't in your ideal day, either link them to your highest values and your priorities to make sure you do them, or delegate them. I think those are the two things, you know.
That's it. Like, I couldn't have said it better. If you can delegate, like, that's the thing. Sometimes we give ourselves some goals, and in time our values change or our goals change, and we try to do it and we can't find the motivation. So checking back in, understanding why it doesn't fit into our ideal day. Maybe we don't really want it. Maybe the linkage is not happening. Maybe we are not fit for it. Maybe they're not fit for us. So eventually everything we do in a day is to be happier, isn't it? And I think the way we work should make us happy as well. And the way we use our time should not make us feel overwhelmed. And that's why having a guideline of you and your day, and plus some little gamification, some alarms, some little things that will keep that, you know, energy going, I think is a perfect solution for many people at least.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your value for our Wisdom Wednesday, Gamze. I really appreciate you coming on, and stay safe and stay well.
Thank you so much for having me, and take care, everybody. Thanks.
We hope you found this week's Wisdom Wednesday of value. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, or share with others that you feel would find it of value too. Thank you.